to There Are Lots of Things. I'm your co-host April.
And I'm your co-host Maddie.
And we're going to take you on yet another journey with us. So what should we talk about today?
Well, there are lots of things, but today I think we should talk about New Year's resolutions.
New year, new me.
All right. Don't change too much, please.
Gonna change the whole being of myself.
You're the whole bean?
My whole being. Yeah. I'm just gonna change it all. Think April sage.
I don't
and
like...
then think the opposite.
Of that? Of the opposite?
Yeah. Sage April. I'm going by sage this year. Just sage.
I don't like it very much.
Don't know what to tell you. New year, new me.
All right.
Do we have a trivia question for today's episode?
Not yet.
Not yet, she says. I think the first bit of information you have could be the trivia question.
All right. I'll ask it.
Okay.
Who were the first people to make New Year's resolutions?
Cavemen.
Incorrect.
Was it the Babylonians?
It was the ancient Babylonians some 4,000 years ago. I have noted here that they were probably the first to do a lot of things. They made promises to the gods to pay their debts, return any objects they had borrowed. Shit, I forgot your shirt again. Dang it.
It's no biggie.
Ugh. These promises could be considered the forerunners to our New Year's resolutions.
I see.
If the Babylonians kept their word, their gods would bestow favor on them for the coming year. If not, they would fall out of the gods' favor.
A place they do not want to be.
No.
When did they celebrate their New Year's?
They celebrated in March.
That's a new year for you.
It is. New year, new me.
New year, new you.
Another year older.
And wiser. They did their thing in March.
They did.
We do ours in January.
Yes, that is because Julius Caesar, are you familiar?
Yep.
So Julius Caesar, he messed with the calendar a little bit.
Ugh.
And January 1st became the new year right around 46 BC. Which is actually a pretty specific,
long time ago.
Specific year. So January is named for Janus.
I like it.
The two-faced god whose spirit inhabited doorways and arches. January had special significance for the Romans, believing that Janus symbolically looked backwards into the previous year and ahead into the future. The Romans offered sacrifices to the deity and made promises of good conduct for the coming year.
Very nice.
Very nice.
For early Christians, the first day of the new year became the traditional occasion for thinking about one's past mistakes and resolving to do and be better in the future.
It's kind of a bummer
to
think on New Year, instead of thinking about all the great things you're going to do in the next year, just think about all the shit you did wrong.
Well, stupid. A long-ass list.
Stupid. In the medieval era, the peacocks...
Ooh.
In the medieval era, the knights took the peacock vow at the end of the Christmas season each year to reaffirm their commitment to chivalry.
I like that. I might have Jared do that this year.
Yeah. Reaffirm it.
Yeah. I'll get a peacock feather and he can sign it, his reaffirmations. I don't know. The tradition of New Year's resolutions have many other religious parallels. During Judaism's New Year, through the high holidays and culminating in Yom Kippur, that's the Day of Atonement. That's the time that you reflect upon your wrongdoings over the year and you seek and offer forgiveness. People can act similarly during the Christian season of Lent. You don't, since you're not Catholic, I guess you probably don't celebrate Lent, huh? Or you weren't raised Catholic?
Mm-mm.
We did Lent every year, and we were supposed to give something up, and people usually gave up, like, soft drinks and chocolates and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, somewhere in the messaging, they were like, no, you should be giving up, like, bad habits. So, like, being mean to your sister or something like that, instead of just giving up like chocolates.
I just don't really have anything to give up because I'm
Fucking
pretty much
perfect.
like perfect.
Yeah, I hear you. So yeah, those are some other. I would never have made that connection with Lent
Yeah.
for New Year's. That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do we have any statistics?
Oh, we got statistics.
We got them stats.
Buckle up, Buttercup. So, a study found that 46% of participants, if that's what you want to call human beings, who made common New Year's resolutions like weight loss, exercise, and quitting smoking were likely to succeed over 10 times more than those deciding to make life changes like that at other times of the year.
So you're more likely to succeed if you start at the beginning of the year versus in the middle of the year.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Psychologically, you're like, clean slate, can't
Yeah.
mess it up.
I feel that. I feel like there's some things that I'm like, I'll just start that in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Finish off this year eating all the saturated fats and sugars and pasta.
All the pasta.
But in the new year, no pasta for me. That's not true. I'm not giving it pasta.
Don't be ridiculous.
In a 2014 report, 35% of participants who failed their New Year's resolutions admitted they were just unrealistic goals anyways. I'm like, give it up
I
pasta.
want to grow another 3 feet high. Oh, dang, I failed.
33% of participants didn't keep track of their progress. And if we know anything about goal setting, you should keep track of your progress. And 23% just freaking forgot about them. About 1 in 10 respondents claim they made too many resolutions. So I used to make a resolution per month.
Uh-huh.
And I would try to adapt the resolution from the month before and then all the months before into the following month so that it wasn't a huge, shock. A couple years ago I did, in January, I'm going to drink more water.
Mm-hmm.
And then in February, I'm going to try to save X amount of money into my savings. So in February, I was doing that and drinking more water.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept going.
So you had 12?
Well, I did. So this was the same year that I got the flu.
Oh.
In February. So after February, everything stopped.
Never mind. This whole year is a wash.
But that year, so I don't remember what year that was, but that was the same year that I did start the savings thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a pretty great savings account now.
Oh, good.
Because of that one year I did that resolution. That was the only thing that stuck. And I feel like that's a pretty good one.
How much do you save?
So when I started it, I was saving like $20 a week. And now I save $100 a week, and every other week it's $200.
Wow.
So I try to get about $700 a month saved away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Well, statistically, I'm awesome.
Statistically, you're incredible, but we already knew that. A 2007 study by Richard Wiseman from the University of Bristol involved...
We know that this is legit because his name is Wise Man.
A wise man.
A wise man once said.
A wise man, Dr. Richard Wiseman, from the University of Bristol. The study involved 3,000 people and showed that 88% of those who set New Year's resolutions fail, despite the fact that 52% of the study's participants were confident of success at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Men achieved their goal 22% more often when they engaged in goal setting, wherein resolutions are made in terms of small and measurable goals, i.e., or e.g., rather, lost a pound a week rather than lose weight.
Yep. That's part of the SMART goals, is being specific, measurable, accountable. I don't know what R&T is. Results.
NT is nose and throat, I think.
Yes. Anyways, SMART goal is an acronym. Look it up. What are some of the more common resolutions?
There are quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to just go back and forth?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Promise to donate to charities more often.
I am wholeheartedly for this. as someone who works for charities.
Lots
charity.
of
I work for
ulterior
it.
motives by the fundraiser.
Hmm?
I said some ulterior motives from the fundraiser
Yeah.
here
Give more money
to me.
to me. Try to be more assertive. I feel this one today, as I have not told my hairdresser how much I hate my hair.
You gotta do it.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to.
Oh, come on.
It's so bad, though.
Strive to be more environmentally responsible.
I feel as though I just kind of did this more recently, like within the past year. Just making smarter choices and not being so wasteful.
Yeah, I think this is one that for me I don't have to plan to do and then act on it. It's just like I feel bad to the point that I change my habits.
Improve physical well-being. Eat healthy. Lose weight. Exercise more. Eat better. Drink less alcohol. Quit smoking. Stop biting your nails. Get rid of those old bad habits. Do you have any of these for the new year?
Any about improving my physical well-being? I don't know. I think I could probably eat fewer processed foods, but I'm kind of doing that anyway.
I want to, and this is a New Year's resolution, I feel like every year is drink more water.
Yeah.
I really hate interrupting my work to use the restroom, and so I usually don't drink much water at work.
So I have, one of my medications gives me dry mouth, but I also have the bladder of a thimble. So the two combined means I drink a lot of water and then just pee like 63 times a day.
It's so obnoxious.
It's really annoying. And I have to walk like through the whole office and past all of my bosses. And they're probably like, again, really? Okay.
We're doing this again.
You're doing this again. All right. This is one that I do have, though. Improve mental well-being. Think positive, laugh more often, and enjoy life.
I like that one.
Yeah. I think maybe if you do this one, some other ones will follow.
Hopefully. Improve finances. So get out of debt, save money, make small investments. I hope for next year in 2020 to look into saving more and looking a little deeper into like my retirement accounts and really being like strategic and intentional with those rather than just letting them happen. I want to learn a little bit more about that kind of stuff. I really hate being ignorant and having to rely on other people to know things. So I do like to try to know as much things as I need to know. Like when we were buying this whole house, like I knew everything about home buying and loans and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But by the time it was time to do all that, our loan person was like, whoa, I've never seen someone so organized before and know what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So while stressful, like knowing those types of things. So I feel like that's going to be a goal for me in 2020.
I have several goals that I've already put down for us to talk about later, but I do think I'm going to look at the finances a little bit closer. Improve career, perform better at current job, get a better job, or establish your own business.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Improve your education. So improve grades, get a better education, learn something new, such as a foreign language or music. Study often, read more books, and improve talents.
Improve yourself, become more organized, reduce stress, be less grumpy, manage time, be more independent, perhaps watch less television, play fewer sitting down video games.
Take a trip. Great resolution.
Yeah, I could get behind that. Volunteer to help others, practice life skills, use civic virtue. Give to charity, volunteer to work part-time in a charity organization.
Again, I wholeheartedly support this one. Get along better with people.
No.
Just improve those damn social skills and enhance your social intelligence.
That's a hard one.
Do better, people.
Just be a better person to be around. Stop being so
Don't be such a dick.
Off-putting. Make new friends.
I'm too much of a dick to make new friends.
This is one that I feel like I do all the time. I make lots of new friends.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the next one.
No, I don't do this one. I have so many new friends. I don't have time for the next one.
Spend quality time with family members, which is really funny because I have the totally opposite resolution.
That. I like that. I'm excited to talk about that one. Settle down, get engaged or get married, have kids.
Is having kids settling down? I feel like you get more wound up with children.
Well, it could settle you down in the sense that it's going to hold you back from a lot of things.
There you go, ladies.
Well, I'm not kidding. I mean, like, you're not going to be able to move around, pick up your stuff and move.
Oh, okay.
Go on a trip.
Yes.
Like, you will be settled down.
You will not be moving ever
Because
again.
you have a responsibility to another life that you've brought into the world. Like, I'm not being a dick about having kids. Like, that's just part of it, right?
I don't know.
You're not going to be able to just, like, go out on a Friday night.
No, for sure.
All right. I'm not trying to be a dick. I know I need to improve my social skills.
I thought you were just being funny. I never thought you were a dick.
Thank you.
Be more involved in sports or different activities.
You totally skipped over the last one.
Oh, pray more. Pray more and be more spiritual. I don't know those necessarily have to be the same.
Yeah, I guess one or the other.
Yep.
Or both.
Or both. One, two, or all.
Be more involved in sports or different activities. That's a very broad. Do you want to start a softball league?
I can be more involved in sports by watching more Kentucky basketball.
How could you watch more Kentucky basketball?
Sometimes I miss a couple games.
Okay, be better.
Sometimes. Like, I think they played last night and I didn't watch. Or maybe they didn't. I don't know, man. I'll be better. Spend less time on social media, such as
Can I have some examples?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Tumblr. Is Tumblr still a thing?
Not in my world.
Oh, not in mine either.
Was for a while.
I feel like this can be a difficult one depending on your job.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to have that social media time because that is basically your job.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's been a very difficult one for me to do the past 4 years working in marketing.
Yeah. I can say, sorry, boss.
Yeah.
I need less social media time, so I
need a New Year's
cannot post
resolution.
right now.
Instagram does have a timer thing so that you can remind yourself if you've been on it for too long, if you want to say, I just want to be on it for 20 minutes a day or something.
The iPhone has a screen time, and it shows you how often you're on your phone. And then it also breaks it down by, like, what you're looking at. And you can have app limits on it. So you can add, like, I don't want to be on Instagram for more than blah, blah, blah. You can add downtime so that it's harder, I guess, to get into your screen. I don't know.
You have
That's
to
kinda
do
cool.
a series of physical tests in order to get into your phone.
I don't use that function. I think Sunday I get a notification that says you've used this much screen time this week. And I'm always like, ugh.
Little boy.
Ugh. Sorry.
I do, as I'm going through this list, I am adding more things that I think I want to do. So.
Okay.
And then the last one is spend more time listening to different or conflicting points of view.
How can you not? I feel like there's so many points of view out there.
Sure.
And people always post them on. Oh, you mean like understanding different points of view, not just listening to?
What I'm guessing is empathy is what they're going for.
I see.
Just being more empathetic to how other people feel. All right, so that's that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about some of our New Year's resolutions? What do you think about New Year's resolutions?
So I used to do this thing where it would just be things that I wanted to accomplish, not necessarily like New Year, New Me in terms of, I want to lose weight or something like that, but they were things that I wanted to try to accomplish. So, like, I don't know, back when I was in high school, I was putting things like, I want to go skydiving this year, or
like a bucket list more?
Yeah, and I stopped doing that actually when I started dating Jared, and I would put little pieces of paper of those things that I wanted to do in in a like box or something. I wouldn't look at it for the whole year. And then on New Year's Eve, it was my tradition to go through that box to see how many of those things I actually did.
Mm-hmm.
And see what things I didn't do to see if they needed to go back into the box. And then I would add additional things.
I like the idea of New Year's resolutions because I think it would be exhausting to look at and examine your thoughts and behaviors all the time. But once a year is nice to look at the past year, not necessarily beat yourself up, but think about what things you can do better to improve your life. So let's talk about some of our New Year's resolutions.
Okay. I have on mine to make more time for April and Jared. So having boundaries and saying no to all of the familial obligations. So
To
not
all of them?
well, like, no, okay, I guess that's not what I meant. So we currently do all of them. So I'm saying no to doing all of them.
Yeah.
And saying yes to doing some of them.
Just being selective.
Yeah. Jared and I had an idea that we were going to pick how many weekends out of the year that we wanted to be busy and basically give our parents sign-up sheets.
That's an idea.
Just sign up for the activities you want to do. No more, no less. We probably won't do that. But
boundaries are good.
We are going to try to say no. And then also educate our parents that we're not saying no because we don't want to hang out with them, but that we need to say no because we need to be April Jared sometimes.
Yeah.
And take care of our house. I mean, that's a huge...
The time suck.
Owning a house is obnoxious.
Yeah.
But, like, if I need to do stuff on the weekends to take care of my house, then I need to do that. And if the next weekend, because I took care of my house the weekend prior, I don't want to do anything, then I need to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
We're going to try to work on that this year. I don't know how well it'll go. I will report back. That's what we should do.
Talk about this again next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that.
And report
idea.
back on how well we did.
Well, one that I have is I look for new hobbies all the time because I like to learn new things.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy that, learning new things and figuring out how things work. So I'm always sort of like, oh, I want to learn how to play the drums like a drum kit, or I want to learn how to play the guitar, or I want to learn these 10 different languages or whatever. So instead of doing that, I'm going to spend more time working on hobbies that I have been interested in the past and enjoyed, but have since let fall by the wayside because of doing other things. And the ones that I have selected are the piano, which I was really into when I was in high school, and then went to college, got a boyfriend, and, just got distracted, but I still do have a piano. The Arabic hand drum, the doumbek, and drawing. And I was trying to think of what goal would not make me freak out. And so I decided to spend 30 minutes per week doing each. So I would just spend an hour and a half each week on these 3 things.
That's not too bad.
I think it's achievable. My guess is that, sometimes with dance practice, if you just say I'm going to dance for 5 minutes, once you're warm and you're having a good time, you'll dance for like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing that's the way it will happen, but I want to just say, even if you don't feel like it, you got to do 30 minutes.
I like it. Again, I have drink more water on my list for probably the 10th year in a row.
You're going to be so hydrated.
I have tried so many tricks. I've tried the water bottles that have the different lines on them for get to this level by this time. I've tried having fancy water bottles that I get excited about using. I'm really hoping, and I make these excuses all the time, I'm really hoping that so I'm currently working a temporary space in my job right now because we're working on an expansion, that when we get to the expansion and are moved into our offices, they have an ice machine. I really like drinking out of a glass with ice or very cold water, which is really hard to get when you're just not prepared to do that. So I'll either have a carafe of water in the refrigerator that I can get to, or I'll have that ice water. So I feel like that'll help me a little bit more. But I didn't have as easy access to those things, and they have to be easily accessible for me. At my old job, the ice machine was down a flight of stairs. I'm not gonna do that. So
Have you ever used an infuser bottle?
Yeah, I don't really like flavored water.
All right. Then never mind. Forget what I just said.
Yeah, because I did have one, and I tried it with like strawberries and pineapples and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
Wasn't your
it
thing.
didn't help. Like, it didn't make me drink water. I don't hate it, but I really think that some of those things will good things for me. And like right now, we're working in a college right now, in the basement of a college. So we're using a shared restroom with college kids, and yeah, and so I limit my use of the restroom throughout the day.
Yeah.
But once we get over into the expanded, once we get over to the expanded area, we'll have like our own staff restrooms. So I feel like I will be a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like things are just going to be better.
Things are just going to be looking up.
So I'll report back if I drink more water.
Okay. Well, one goal that I had last year that I actually did, I don't remember how many other goals I had, but I've forgotten. I'm one of the 26% of people that completely forgot. One goal that I had last year was to get a work published, and I made this a goal last year, and it actually happened. I got an essay published by a local publisher. I mean, it was through a class and put into a compilation, but it did happen. Available now at Carmichael's. And I also got an essay distributed by an online magazine. Sort of. They kind of screwed me over, but it was okay. Anyway, point being, I want to get one more work published this year. And while I'd like to get more than that published, I'm going to set the goal of one so that I can work towards that. Because it can be hard to get published.
So my car sucks. I gave myself only a couple more $1,000 to put into my car for it to break, like probably late last year, and I have well exceeded that.
Whoopsies.
So, and it needs another like $1,200 to $1,500 worth of work in it this summer. So, my thought is if I can save up and I can just get a new car. I want a new car, but man, holy shit, are they expensive.
They are, yeah.
Not only like having to get the down payment, but just the monthly payment. We are currently, and this was a goal for me for last year, are paying more towards our principal on our mortgage so that we can try to pay our loan off a lot quicker. If we're going to get a car, we're going to probably have to stop doing that. So it's a little give and take. That will help me work on some of our financial goals for next year, though, if that's something that we're going to have. I mean, we're going to have to get a new car. Both of our cars are older.
Yeah.
They have a ton of miles on them. So we're either going to have to get rid of both of them and just be a one-car family, which I am not the most excited about that.
John and I were a one-car family for maybe 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see if I get a new car this year.
I believe in you guys.
I really, really want one.
So I have 2 more.
Okay.
This is not including the new goals that I've just created in my brain during the episode. I'll leave those out. I am a dancer, and I've been talking a lot with one of my friends and teachers and mentors, and she thinks that I should start performing more again for reasons that I will not get into here. But if I'm going to do that, I need to have a set, and I've been sort of trying to work on my set for a very long time, and it has not manifested. So I'm going to choreograph 2 pieces. I'm going to choreograph an interest piece and probably a veil piece.
Weren't you supposed to do a piece for Hamilton?
Was I?
Yeah, I wanted you to choreograph a dance with one of the Hamilton songs.
Oh, I can do that on the side. I'm talking about an actual Egyptian choreography, which is more, I have to be more thoughtful about that than I would be about choreographing a fusion Hamilton piece.
Well, I really want that, and now that we put it in the universe.
All right, so I'm going to choreograph 3 pieces, an entrance piece, a veil piece, and a Hamilton fusion piece. And then the last one, which is something that I've been doing for the last maybe 8 months, which has been super helpful, is just cutting out as much negativity as I can. I'm going to continue to focus on the positive whether that means cutting out negative people from my life or focusing on more positive things. I think for a long time I felt like it was sort of uncool to be positive. I thought it was more cool to be like cynical. But I do trend depressive, so I'm gonna try.
That's a cute way to put that.
I'm gonna try to continue to be a more positive person, and those are my resolutions.
I love your resolutions.
Thank you.
I will keep you on track.
Thank you. You're a very positive influence in my life.
Aw, that's very sweet of you to say.
Oh.
All right, well, I think we can close it out, and then you have a couple of fun facts.
I do. I have something fun for us to talk about.
That we can talk about after. Well, that about does it for today on There Are Lots of Things. Thank you for listening, and as always, it was so much fun to hang out with you and discuss New Year, New Me, and our resolutions. We hope you had fun with us this week.
Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where you'll find today's show notes, along with a fun trivia question that will give you a hint about next week's episode topic. You can also leave show topic suggestions there or email us at talot.podcast@gmail.com. That's TALOT.podcast@gmail.com.
To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe to our podcast over at Apple Podcasts or wherever you stream your podcast. While you're over there, make it a New Year's resolution to give reviews to TaLoT.
Yeah, or just one review.
One review is fine, but make it a resolution to do that, because we would really appreciate it. Maybe there'll be a fun surprise if you give us a review. I'm making that a thing now.
Okay. Is
I
it our
don't know what it'll
karaoke, Mariah karaoke?
It could be. All right. Well, Maddie said she has some fun things to talk about, and I am excited.
All right. So what I found, April,
Yeah.
we have a precedent, I feel like, at TaLoT for talking about different fun facts by state.
Yeah, I like that precedent.
So what I've discovered is an article called Most Popular 2019 New Year's Resolutions in Every U.S. State.
Okay.
So...
Are we going to talk about all 50 of them?
No, because I think a lot of them will notice exactly the same. So I think we could pick a few states.
Alaska.
Alaska's is save money.
Nope, that's not Alaska.
That's Alabama. Hold on a second. Exercise to get in shape.
Yep.
I got Alaska's abbreviation and Arkansas's abbreviation confused.
Man, they are all the same, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
What about Wyoming?
Wyoming is learn a new skill.
That's very cool.
That is cool. I would like to go to Wyoming. Have you ever been?
I have not.
I hear it's quite beautiful.
Maybe we'll put that on the list.
Next year's New Year's resolution, TaLoT field trip.
I love that.
We are going to be close to taking a field trip anyway, aren't we? Closer.
For Disney?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What about Indiana?
Ugh.
We always talk about them.
Indiana's is to save money.
They need it.
You know what, Indiana, we're rough on you. But that's a good goal.
That is a good goal. Does Kentucky have any good goals?
Kentucky's goal is diet to lose weight.
I guess there is a diet to gain weight, so I'm glad that they put that on there.
Yeah. I think that Kentucky's goal should probably be eat healthier in general, which is one that, like, what is this?
MT? Montana?
Montana has that goal.
Yeah, New York has that goal.
Georgia has that goal. Massachusetts has that goal.
That would be a good goal. I guess we need to stop eating so much KFC.
Yeah,
Papa
Kentucky's
John's.
extraordinarily unhealthy. I feel like if Kentucky as a state workest, what I meant was either worked on or focused on, and what I came up with was workest, which I think is a good new word that I've invented.
I like it.
If Kentucky focused on eating healthier food, I bet that getting to a healthy weight would follow. That's my theory.
Well, so those are a couple of things, I guess.
Yeah. There is also a list of the best states and the worst states at keeping resolutions.
Oh, yes.
We are not on there, Kentucky, but Indiana is one of the worst.
Dang. Dang, Indiana.
South Dakota is one of the best.
You go, South Dakota. I'm seeing here South Dakota, Alaska. What are some more colder states? New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts.
I always forget that New Hampshire's a real state. You don't hear about a lot of stuff happening there.
Yeah.
The easiest resolution for Americans to keep is quote-unquote personal development.
Okay, that could mean a lot of different things.
It could mean a lot of different things. In a sense, that's probably what most New Year's resolutions fall under, that heading.
Yep. There's only 11% that permanently keep their resolution. I guess I would fall into that with our savings.
Yeah, you're killing it.
Killing it.
Except for that one year that you were in the 81.3% that only kept your resolution for 6 months or less when you got the flu.
But that was the year I started the savings.
So you were both.
I was both. I did stop drinking water.
You stopped?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't think you should stop drinking water.
Well, okay. I stopped drinking it
How are you still alive?
Okay. I drink 1 or 2 glasses a day.
All right,
well, I think that's fun. Please let us know what your New Year's resolutions are. We really hope that some of you have a New Year's resolution of listening to more TaLoT. And we hope that you will continue to listen and enjoy us hanging out in your earbuds on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and in your eye holes, because now we have a blog.
Yeah, and we are producing a lot more videos, so you're seeing a lot more of us.
So much of us.
We're out there. We're killing the game. So yeah, keep listening. Keep letting us know what you like, what you don't like. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
Until next time.
Happy New Year, April.
Oh, Happy New Year.
Cheers.